Sabina's Race, Unit 4, Prose 4. Let us know about the author. Ajay Krishnan is a writer of plays and short stories. He is also a journalist. Ajay Krishnan got the Hindu Playwright Award nomination for the play. Ajay Krishnan has a thing for irony and absurdity. His award winning first play, Butter and Mashed Banana, is about a boy who goes on to become a world famous author but faces extreme opposition to whatever he says or does in his country. Yeah, new words and meanings. Ancestral, connected with or belonging to previous generations. Quivering, trembling. Acha in Malayalam, father. Padded, here soft. Mocked, made fun of. Profusely, a lot, many times. Burqa, a loose outer garment worn by Muslim women. Consequences, results. Clarity, ability to think clearly. Tremor, slight shaking movement caused by fear or cold. Flushed, of someone's face turned red from exercise or excitement. Preoccupied, thinking or worried about something without paying attention to other things. Slender, slim, and well formed. Sprint, short, fast running race. Wailing up, rising up. Stiffen, became firm, straight, and still. Billowed, swelled outwards. Gapped, started at someone with the mouth open. Racked, here, of a feeling shaken through one's body. In this story, there are five characters. First one, Sabina, then Anjana, the narrator, Abbas Bhai, Sabina's father, then another character, Anjana's father, then one more character, Anjana's mother. Yes, now the story starts. Here, Abbas Bhai was a carpenter who had set up shop in the garage of the narrator's ancestral house in Calicut. One day, Abbas Bhai called out the narrator as she came from school one evening. She approached him and said, "Yes, Abbas Bhai." Then he inquired, "Is her father busy?" Abbas Bhai wanted to speak to her father. Her father always busy, and every day after breakfast he went up to his study and remained there till late evening writing. Yes, we know here Abbas Bhai. Who is Abbas Bhai? Yeah, he is Anjana's father. He came to narrator's house to meet narrator's father. So he inquired the narrator whether her father is busy or free. Then she knows that always her father will be busy. Anyway, after breakfast, just he'll go to his study room and till evening he'll be there, he'll be doing his work. Here, a detail about Calicut. Calicut or Kozhikode is a city in Kerala. It was a major trading post for spices throughout history. And Portuguese explorer Vasco da Gama landed here in 1498, starting trade between Europe and the region. The English and the Dutch followed the Portuguese. Now let us continue the story. She told to Abbas Bhai that she will ask her father at dinner. But Abbas wife wanted to meet him immediately. But other than the cook at lunchtime, no one dared to knock her father's door. Once he shut it behind him. But he had never instructed them not to. It was just understood. Again, Abbasbai requested her to call her father that he need to discuss about Sabina. So she made her way into the house upstairs to her father's study and knocked. She heard a chair shift inside. Who is it? She heard her father say. Then she replied, It's me, Acha. He was a tall man with a thick crop of hair and large fire's eyes. The door opened and her father stared down at her. What is it? He said. She said, It's Abbas boy. He said, It's about Sabina. Her father scratched his chin and thought for a moment. Then he said, Bring him up. When Abbas and she went up, her father was bent over a book on his table writing. We know, right? After breakfast, just narrator's father goes into his study room and then he'll be there till evening. Yes, same way it was happening when Abbas Bhai came and the narrator and Abbas Bhai went to his room. Their narrator's father was sitting and writing something. She said, Acha, he tapped the page with the tip of his pen and looked up. Come in, said her father. As soon as they entered the room, her father closed his book and put his pen away, then looked at Abbas boy. What's the problem, Abbas? He said. Abbas boy said, It's Sabina. I took your advice and sent her to school. Now she spends hours every day learning about mathematics and science, and Allah knows what else. He said, It will be helpful, Abbas. Narrator's father said, It will be helpful. Studying mathematics and science, going to school, it will be helpful for children. Then he replied, I trust that it will. But yesterday she came home with a request that I simply can't grant. She wants to run. Abbas's daughter wants to participate in the school's sports meet, but her father was not ready to allow her. Yeah, Abbas's daughter, who is that? Yes, Sabina. Yes, she wanted to participate in the school's sports meet, but Abbas was not ready to allow her to participate in that sports. Then the narrator's father asked Abbas that, Have you spoken to her about it yet? But Abbas wanted the narrator's father to speak to her because she respects him. The narrator's father replied that he can't tell her what to do and what not to do. Abbas. Later, her father shifted in his chair and gazed at the surface of his desk for a few moments and said, Bring her tomorrow morning. Abbas thanked the narrator's father profusely and left. And next morning, Abbas arrived with Sabina. She was in the black burqa she had begun wearing some years ago. The narrator said, Good morning, Abbas and Sabina. They nodded at her. Then she led them into the house and up to her father's study. They entered and sat in silence. Sabina, said the narrator's father, your father tells me you want to take part in your school sports meet. Sabina said softly, Yes. Has he told you that he doesn't want you to? Sabina replied, No. but I know he doesn't. Now let us continue the story. She told to Abbasbai that she will ask her father at dinner. But Abbasbai wanted to meet him immediately. But other than the cook at lunchtime, no one dared to knock her father's door. Once he shut it behind him. But he had never instructed them not to. It was just understood. Again, Abbasbai requested her to call her father that he need to discuss about Sabina. So she made her way into the house upstairs to her father's study and knocked. She heard a chair shift inside. Who is it? She heard her father say. Then she replied, It's me, Acha. He was a tall man with a thick crop of hair and large fire's eyes. The door opened and her Sabina decided to participate in the school running race, even if her father throws her out of the house. Sabina spoke clearly, and Anjana heard the tremor in her voice. Anjana told Sabina to wait for her around the corner of the road. She packed a tracksuit, a pair of running shoes, and socks in a bag and took it to her. Sabina laughed when she looked inside. Sabina asked, When will I wear this? Anjana replied, Early in the morning at Nehru Park, while everyone is still asleep. The next morning, Anjana reached Nehru Park at 4 a.m. and looked around. She saw Sabina wearing the clothes she had given her. What are the things she has given? Yes, a tracksuit, a pair of running shoes, and socks. Sabina looked so different. Her eyes were no longer the eyes of a child. Instead, they had an adult calm that made Anjana feel much younger. Sabina smiled and began to run. Anjana did not run too fast since it was her first day of practice and she didn't want Sabina to strain her muscles. They were sweaty and flushed after half an hour's practice. Anjana asked Sabina if she wanted to have a glass of tea at a nearby stall, but she was nervous and preoccupied. Sabina didn't want to have tea. Instead, she wanted to go home before her family wakes up by 5. They parted after deciding to meet at the same time the following day. Anjana found herself remembering the sight of Sabina running across the park, her legs long and slender, her elbows sticking out too far from her body. Over the next few mornings, Sabina grew noticeably faster. On the fourth morning, Anjana outran Sabina, but it exhausted her. At breakfast, a few hours later, that means after practice, when Anjana came to her home, Anjana found the bag Anjana had given Sabina leaning against a wall in her living room. Anjana came to know that Sabina's father came and returned her things. Anjana realized what had happened. She asked, Why can't Sabina run? It's just a race. Yes, here you can understand that Sabina's father came to know that Sabina is going for practice. So he doesn't want her to participate in the sports meet. So he returned back whatever Anjana gave to her, the things like sports track and other things, shoes, socks, everything. Just he came and returned back to Anjana. And is Sabina Khan running? Anjana asked a teacher standing at the end of the track. No, he said. She gave her name for the trials but didn't come. Anjana turned to the tracks. 9 girls were bent and ready to run. Get set. Their bodies became firm, straight, and still. Go. Their bodies stiffened. Go. No one saw where the 10th runner came from. As the 9 runners shot forward, she looked around. Finding no empty track, she stepped out beyond the tracks and into an imaginary track on the grass. She began to run. As she ran, her black burqa billowed behind her like a thick black cloud of smoke. The other girls were now already well into the race. The black shape quickly gathered speed and began to catch up with the runners in the middle, who grew aware of a flapping behind them. They gaped as she caught up with a few smooth strides, moving steadily closer to the two leading runners. Her elbows stuck out too far from her body and she ran barefoot. Yeah, here the sports meet started. The sports started, and no one saw where the 10th runner, that means only 9 girls were standing, but suddenly the 10th runner came to the race, and there was no empty track. Simply, he made her imaginary track and started running, and she was running very fast, and she was very closer to the two leading runners. By the 50-meter line, the black shape was at par with the two leaders. The crowd watched in silence. Then the runner broke away. With one more burst of power, she went forward, soaring past the finishing line like a great black bird. She reached anyway. However, she just increased her speed and just ran fast and crossed the line like a black bird. 9 girls gathered at the end of the tracks, bent and panting. But the 10th runner kept running off the field and out of the school grounds into the streets. I ran after her, still I was just behind. Here, what happens? All 9 girls, totally 10 girls, including this girl. Okay, 10 girls they were running, all 9 girls just they were very tired and they are taking rest. But here the 10th runner, just she was running of the field and out of the school grounds, and just she ran to the streets, and the narrator Anjana just followed her. Okay, Sabina, I said. She turned. I went closer and raised her veil over her head. She didn't stop me. Her face was gleaming with the sweat and excitement. I ran, said Sabina, still panting for breath. Here, who is the 10th runner now? Yes, Sabina. Because she wanted to participate in the school sports meet, she participated in the school's sports meet. Now, Anjana just talked to her and she was gleaming with sweat and excitement. Okay, now you won, I said and embraced her. She was shaking in my arms. Then Anjana said, just you won the match. But she was just shaking in her arms. Are you laughing or crying? I said, because she was shaking. Anjana couldn't find out whether she is laughing or crying. And so Anjana replied, Sabina replied, both, she said. And indeed, there were tears streaming down her face and her body was racked with wave after wave of laughter. Then she pulled away, and I caught a last glimpses of a smile before the veil slipped down her face. What happened? She was very happy. She was crying. Who is crying and laughing? Yes, Sabina. Because she thought that she couldn't participate in this sports meet, but she could make it out. She participated in this sports meet and she won the match also. So she was very happy because of that. She got crying, laughing together. Both she did, and finally she smiled, and then what happens, we'll see. Then Sabina walked away, leaving only wetness in my palm, of salty sweat and tears that I had wiped from her cheeks. Okay, here with the happiness and excitement, she had laughing and crying. Finally, she was not expecting for any gift or prize, but she wanted to participate in that sports meet. And how she participate in this a sports meet, just wearing burqa, and she hid her identity because if it is visible, definitely their family members may suffer. So she doesn't want to show anything, so she wore burqa and just participate in this school sports meet. Okay. So finally, her ambition wishes came true. She could participate in this school sports meet, and she won the prize also. But she was not expecting for prize, but she wanted to participate in this sports meet in the running race. Her wishes came true. Thank you.